Hello and welcome to another Minecraft video with me, FoxyNoTail, here on a creative world where we're going to be looking at creating a honey farm or a honey block farm or a honeycomb farm. Basically, we're going to be using bees from the Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.14 update in order to generate us honey bottles or honeycomb in order to create these blocks. It's a very simple process, so let's get right into it. The first farm we're going to build is a honeycomb farm. We're going to do this 9 blocks wide. It is infinitely tileable left and right, so you can make it as big as you want, but for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to keep it to 9 because that's nice and simple. And for that, we're going to need 9 beehives or nests. We're going to need 9 sets of shears. We're going to need some building blocks, some glass, comparators, redstone dust, redstone blocks, powered rails, normal rails, a hopper minecart, some hoppers, some dispensers, some chests, and some grass blocks, and some flowers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place 9 blocks in a row next to each other like that, and then we're going to do another 9 blocks behind those like that. At each end, take away a couple of blocks, do the same on that side there, and in the middle at the front, take away the middle 3 blocks there. Put a chest down in front of the middle space, and then grab your hoppers. Put 1 hopper facing into that chest, 1 hopper facing into the middle hopper, and the other hopper facing there like that. Then get your powered rail, take a couple of pieces there and a couple of pieces there and bridge those in the middle. Then bring the normal rail round to that side, a couple more pieces of powered rail there. Do the same that side to bring those together in the middle with your powered rail. And that's your rail network completely finished. You can put your hopper minecart on and get that going around. Next, you're going to get your dirt, and we're going to do 2 rows of dirt like this. Each one of these is going to be 9 blocks long as well. Once we've done that, we can put a row of temporary blocks on one side of that dirt like that, and then we're going to get our beehives and we're going to place those on top of this as well like that. We can then get rid of those temporary blocks underneath those, and we're going to do another line of temporary blocks with an air gap in between those beehives like so. Once we've got that, we can grab our dispensers, and if we stand on the grass below there and look up, we can place dispensers looking down into the beehives one at a time across there until we've got all 9 in. Then we can get rid of those temporary blocks from the top there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come round the back and we're going to do a full row of blocks behind the beehives, a full row of blocks behind the dispensers, and a full row of blocks behind the air gap underneath. We can then add our flowers in across the front. You can put them in front of the beehives, or you can even put them in under the beehives. It really doesn't matter as long as there's plenty of flowers for the bees to get to so they're not banging into each other. Next, we're going to come behind and we're going to add another row of blocks at the very bottom of those 3 like that, and another row there like that, and we're going to get our comparators. And we're going to do a row of comparators facing away from the beehives on that row there. So they are directly behind the beehives, but with a row of blocks in between. We're then going to get our redstone dust and our glass. We're going to do a row of redstone dust in front of those comparators like that. And we're going to place some glass in front of that redstone dust and a row of glass there. Put our redstone dust on that glass as well, and then 2 more rows of glass above those comparators, and then join the redstone up so that the redstone should all be linking all the way on top till it's on top of these blocks which are behind the dispensers. That gives us a signal strength of 5 between the comparator and the dispenser. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When the comparator is at signal strength 5, the honey will be ready to harvest, and it will fire the dispensers which will have shears inside. So pop your shears inside your dispensers now. You can put as many sets of shears into these dispensers if you like. They will last a long time. I'd recommend at least 2 or 3 sets in each one. You could even put a hopper minecart row above that to automatically dispense more shears in there as they run out if you really want to do that. All you need to do then is get your glass and just encase this thing. Now, we don't actually have to use glass at this point. We could use any type of block. We're going to use glass just because it's quite pretty, being able to see the bees moving around in there and getting on with their day. So yeah, it's up to you. You can use whatever blocks you want for this, and then just 1 across the top as well to stop the bees escaping. The next thing you're going to need to do is actually get some bees in there. Now, if you've transported your hive or your nest from somewhere else and it's already got bees in, then great. You can just breed the bees using flowers. If you're in creative mode like we are, we can go and grab ourselves a spawn egg for the bees. We can make our way inside of this, and let's chuck a couple of bees in here like that, and we can breed them with these flowers. So we can breed the bees until we've got enough for each hive. Each hive can take a maximum of 3 bees each. With 9 hives in there, that is 27 bees altogether that will fully utilize this farm. And that is it, completely 100% complete. As the farms fill up with honey, they will get sheared by the dispenser, which will drop the honeycombs on the floor. They will get picked up by the minecart hopper and brought into this chest. So those are our honeycomb farms 100% ready to go. We'll do some rate tests on those at the end of the video. Now let's get on to our honey bottle farm or our honey block farm, which is going to be slightly different from that one. So in order to build this particular farm, you're going to need the same number of beehives or nests as we had before, a whole load of glass bottles, the more the merrier, some normal blocks, glass, the redstone bits we used before. We're also going to need some water buckets, some packed ice, and that's pretty much it. So let's grab all of this into our inventory and start building. So in order to build this, we could have it floating off the ground like that one, or it might be easy to actually dig it into the floor. If that's the case, just dig a 9x2 hole, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and make that 2 wide like that, and fill that full of ice except for the middle row, so 4 on each side, front and back, like so. And this needs to be packed ice as well, otherwise it will melt. And then you need a couple of hoppers pointing into that block there like that. Then you can grab a chest, put it in front of that first hopper like so, and then grab some glass and run it across this first side here like that. And then just break that block in front of that chest so you can get access to it. Then we need some grass, which we're going to run along the back of this thing like that. And then any blocks you want down the sides just to keep the water in. Then you need a couple of buckets of water, one at the back corner there and one at the back corner there. And that will push any items that go into those hoppers. And then you can run a row of flowers along the back like that. Above those flowers, we're going to have our beehives directly above. So 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to do, like we did last time, a air gap above each one of those with a row of temporary blocks above those. Then we're going to grab our dispensers and we're going to put them on upside down, facing into the beehives from above. Like so. Then we can get rid of the temporary blocks above, and what we can do now is put a hopper into each one of these facing into the dispensers. It's important that the hoppers face into the dispensers, and on top of those hoppers we're going to put a load of powered rails. They don't need to be completely powered rails. You can use normal rails if you want, as long as there's enough powered rails to keep the minecarts going. But powered rails are good because that means we can put just one redstone block there and they will all be powered. Then a solid block at each end of this. You can't use redstone blocks at the end because a minecart hopper will not bounce off a redstone block and go back again, as I will demonstrate. If we put that there, it's going to bounce off and get stuck. If we replace that with a solid block instead, like so, when we put the minecart hopper on, it will bounce from side to side. Then you just need to get a double chest, put it over there so that as the hopper goes past, it's going to grab glass bottles from that and distribute those into all of the hoppers. Then we need an absolute ton of glass bottles, and what we're going to do is we're going to use at least 1 stack per dispenser, and we're going to evenly distribute them through each one of the holes. And the way you do that on the Windows 10 version is to just click and hold as you drag the bottles over the holes. If you don't have Windows 10 and you're doing this on console or touchscreen, it's a bit more fiddly, but yeah, make sure that every single hole or every single slot in the dispenser's inventory is filled with an empty glass bottle. If you get any honey bottles at all in there at all, it's going to cause a problem. Once you've done that, then fill as many empty glass bottles as you can into that chest there. The more the better. It will start filling up from this side first. Once the dispensers and the hoppers are full, then it will start dispersing them out this way. So you really do need stacks and stacks of bottles if you can. If you've got a witch farm, that's great. If not, then yeah, just do your best to gather as much sand as possible. Once you've done that, what we're going to do is put a row of solid blocks up each side of this thing, like so. And then we're going to do rows of solid block along the back like we did last time. So 1 behind the flowers, 1 behind the beehives, and 1 behind the dispensers like that. The one at the bottom, we're going to bring out another 2 rows of solid blocks like so. And on the first row of solid blocks coming out away from the wall, we're going to have our comparators, just like we did on the honeycomb farm earlier. And in front of that, we're going to do a line of redstone dust. We're then going to get our glass. We're going to put a row of glass in front of that redstone dust, like so, with redstone on top of it, like so. And then 2 rows of glass above the comparators and the redstone dust, like that. And then just fill all of that glass and the row of solid blocks behind that with redstone dust. These blocks behind need to be solid blocks. You cannot use a transparent block or glass there, otherwise the redstone won't pass through into the dispenser. Once we've done that, then we can fill the rest of the system up with glass, and you want your top row of glass to be in front of those hoppers there, so that there's enough room in front of those dispensers for the water bottles to pop out and go into the water stream. Fill the rest of it up with glass. It doesn't have to be glass, this could be solid blocks, but it looks nice being glass so you can see the bees and you can see what's going on. And that is it. That's the entire farm done. Now, if we grab ourselves a beehive with honey in it, we can demonstrate what's going to happen here. We'll break that one there. When we put the honey there, it's going to pop off. The honey bottle's going to go into the thing there. And yeah, it's as simple as that, really. That's nice and easy. If you manage to get to a point where you've got one of the hives that are full of honey and you've accidentally got some honey bottles inside there, let's say your glass bottles have started running out, don't worry, remove your honey bottles from inside there, come back out, and what you'll need to do is go round the back if you can get out. And all you need to do is find which one is causing the problem, break the redstone dust, put it down again, and it will then work and it will come back to normal. And then what you need to do is just make sure you go in and fill up all of the dispensers with water bottles again. And that's it. It's as simple as that. It's a really, really nice and easy farm to make and a nice, easy one to run. And it will just gather over time tons and tons of honey bottles for you, just like these ones have been gathering lots and lots of honeycomb for us while I've been recording this video. If you're enjoying this video and you want to see more videos like this from me, then please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also if you could like and share this video, that would really help me out. I have all sorts of tutorials and videos on my channel that are all to do with the Minecraft Bedrock edition of the game and making the most out of the features and mechanics in there. Be sure to check them all out. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, in order to make this a fair test, what I've got here is a little contraption that's got 13 honey bottles in. When I start this going, this is basically going to be an hour timer. After an hour, that redstone lamp is going to go on, and I'll be able to check how each one of these farms has done. I can't really do anything to stop them producing after that's finished, so we'll just have to be quick at checking each one of the farms. And the other thing is I've turned the daylight cycle on because we want to make sure that this was running like it would be in survival with night and day as well. So I'm going to turn it to the beginning of the day, and we're going to start these things off and we're going to see how they go. And I just want to make sure, one quick check to make sure none of these have got anything in before we start, so we can get a fair test, and we're going to leave it running for an hour. Right, let's do this. Let's clear my inventory so I can't be cheating. Let's set the time to the morning. There we go. We've set it to sunrise, and let's turn this thing on, which is going to start that going. That is our 1 hour timer going. As soon as that redstone light comes on, 1 hour is up. Okay, it has just literally ticked over to be 1 hour. Let's go and check what we've got from all of this. In this one, we have nearly 2 stacks of honeycomb. That's not bad. Let's put those there like that. In this one, we've got exactly 2 stacks of honeycomb, which is pretty good. Let's go check what we've got in this one in terms of honey bottles. We've got well, let's put them over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit stacks of honey bottles. And in this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a bit stacks of honey bottles. So there we go. Pretty consistent results. Almost 2 stacks of honeycomb, or 5 and a bit stacks of honey bottles in 1 hour for each one of these farms, which is pretty good. Pretty good for 9 hives in 1 hour. So like I said at the beginning of this video, you can expand. Oh, we've got some honeycomb on the floor here, which I guess means these are perhaps popping out of corners. So it might be worth putting some more solid blocks around these things if you're getting things spitting out. So yeah, like I said earlier in this video, these are infinitely expandable. You could make this as wide or as long as you wanted, provided you could load the chunks that it was going into. You could do it round in a circle. You could have one coming this way and then one back this way and then one back this way. You could have multiple of them up in the air. You could do loads, and you know, you're going to get absolutely tons of stuff from this. So yeah, that is amazing. I'm really happy with the results from that. So there is just one thing left to do, and that is to say thank you very much to TK Nola, who was on my Discord and showed me about this really simple way of getting the redstone signal to the dispensers. The original system I built for this was a lot more complex and unnecessary, so thank you very much TK Nola for that. And thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you found it useful. There will be a world download down in the description. Make sure to check that out if you're interested. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!